99% of the people that actually try to build a faceless YouTube channel lack very important information or lack a bunch of knowledge. And that's why most people, that try YouTube automation always keep on failing. And that's why most people never reach numbers like this. So in this video, I'll show you the system that I use across all of my faceless channels to be, able to scale them up and build successful YouTube channels. And if you're still trying to find the perfect niche, or you're still not actually getting the results that you want, then this video is actually perfect for you. At the end of the day, you can put in as much work as you want, but if you follow the wrong strategy, you are not going to get the results you want. Now, just very quickly, a very quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor, no results or returns are guaranteed, and always do your own research and consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. Now, for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Steffen, I'm 23 years old, I currently make around about 30 to 40k a month with faceless YouTube channels, currently building always building new channels, not currently, but always. Then I've had 2 videos that made me around about 42k. I've built a channel from, literally 0, as you guys can see right here, to 48k in literally 30 days. And then I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing, so you can trust that you are in good hands. Now, YouTube gurus will tell you, and let's get into the whole video, YouTube gurus will tell you to pick a faceless niche and start posting videos. But most of the gurus never teach you how to correctly choose a niche to actually build a channel that can actually succeed and actually, be profitable. That's the biggest thing that nobody on YouTube teaches you. Now, I always say what you do before you even start a channel is going to determine if you will win or lose on YouTube. And how can you win if you got lied to and most of them only tell you half of what you actually need to know? Then it's no wonder that most of you are failing, right? I will literally tell you everything I know in this video. Now, why? Because I know once I get you your first results, you'll come and work with me and we can scale you up together, just like we did with Andre, just as an example, who, started working with me last year in like October 2025, towards the end of October, and we literally crossed $30,000 in revenue in February. Now, this is an outlier case, but it went very, very quickly with Andre, all right? Now, have you ever heard anyone speaking about supply and demand on YouTube? Let me know in the comments. Did you ever hear anyone speaking about it? Probably not. Now, the thing is, this is probably the most important part when it comes to YouTube automation. And without this, it's no wonder that most of your channels are failing. Now, the reason for it is very simple. You have to see YouTube or view YouTube as a marketplace, all right? And just like any other marketplace, YouTube has supply and it has demand, all right? And we're looking for an imbalance between these two so we can then take advantage of that. Now, what does this actually mean? What does the whole supply and demand actually mean? Now, demand is what the audience actually wants to watch, and supply is how much content is there already. Now, this is very important. But before we get to that, this is what normal YouTubers actually do. They take years to build their personal brands and they spend years building a connection with their audience, which takes a lot of time and hard work to actually build demand around them. Now, luckily with YouTube automation, we skip this whole process, which is again the most important thing. Instead, what we do is we look for a topic or a niche that has a lot of demand but no supply. And then what do? Very simple. We actually go ahead and we supply the people that want to see these videos. All right. This is one of the most important principles when it comes to YouTube automation. Now, how can you actually find demand in niches? Very easy. We, in most cases, work with this kind of niche research criteria to identify demand. Now, just as an example here, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in that niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply, which is a very good sign that a channel might work. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. There are no smaller channels failing. The niche is not older than 6 months. I can create better content than my competitors. Super important, because otherwise why should YouTube push you, the people even watch your videos? Then am I actually interested in this niche? Now, this is not a must, as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that niche. Then is the niche monetizable? If not, you can't make any money. And then huge bonus if you can post long videos in that niche, because then you can place more ads on your videos and you will basically make more money. Then very important, this does not need to be 1000% with all niches you find. All right. If you're trying to get this 100% correct, trust me, you will struggle with niche research and it will take you a very, very long time. All right. But keep this in mind and keep the supply and demand in mind, because this is going to be very important. Because when it comes to, creating new niches with the niche transfer method, if we want to create new niches, we have to keep in mind the criteria and also the whole supply and demand factor. All right. Now, if we want to create a new niche, so we tap into a brand new market without anyone inside that market. It always, how must I say, we create a new market, but you will see with something that is already working and proven to work. Now, instead of blindly copying everyone or what everyone is doing, we use the niche transfer method to 1000x our results. This essentially is taking proven concepts and moving them to completely different markets. So this is exactly where we go ahead and we, create like a whole new market. How must I say? So what we basically do is always will be people that have demand for something, right? And we look for people that have demand. All right. Very simple. We look for topics or niches that have demand, but there's absolutely no supply. All right, that's exactly what we do here. And then we take winning concepts and move it to that niche. Now, this can literally be anything: title, thumbnail style, video style, anything that comes to your mind. Now, here are a few very, very good examples. So we have here, for example, medieval times discovered, before fire, pirate times on TV, and off-grid solutions. Now, let me quickly open up these channels and I'll show you exactly how these channels look. So boom. So here we have the first channel, which is called Medieval Times. It's a channel about, medieval people, right? Worked very well. The most popular video has 2.7 million views, 1.8 million views, 1 million views. And then we have here Before Fire. Now, this person who created this channel probably saw that people are interested, and you can very easily look if people are interested by literally just looking up caveman, just as an example, and having a look if these videos on here actually get a lot of views. If yes, then it would make 100% sense to go ahead and take this exact style of videos or this exact format of videos and move it to the caveman niche, which this channel here did. And if we look at the video at the top videos here, for example, why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times, here why you wouldn't last 24 hours in Stone Age. That's the exact same thing that this person here did. Everyone knows that pirates, a lot of people watch these videos, right? So here again, this specific person, bird just flew against my window, but here again, this specific person right here knows that people watch pirate videos, and he also knows that this specific concept here works very well on YouTube. So mix these two together, and here we have a channel that does very well, about 100,000 views every 7 days. Here another one doing the exact same thing. Most popular video, again, 1.5 million views, 800,000 views, 400,000 views, 400,000 views. So just to show you, the niche transfer method is one of the most powerful ways to actually create a new niche or to find a new market. All right. Now I have a completely free 5-hour free course that goes deeper into this whole niche research and niche transfer and everything you need to know about YouTube. I'll link it in the video description. Make sure to watch that after this video, because you will completely understand this whole niche research and how to find a niche and how to especially pick a niche correctly. Now, you can pick the best niche, right? You can have the perfect niche, but if your topics suck, your views are going to absolutely suck. All right. Now here we see something. To the exact same videos, this one got 2.5 million views. This one got 200 views. Now, what is the difference between these two videos? This one was posted before and was a original idea, right? This one was posted afterwards, and it's a one-on-one copy. All right. Most people just go ahead and one-on-one copy other successful YouTube videos. Now, this will literally never work. I can promise you that. All right. Why? Because there's supply and demand in topics as well. It is not just important, or supply and demand is not just important in your niche, but it is also extremely important in the video topics you choose. Now, how do you actually find demand? You look for recent outlier videos on competitor channels, look for recent trending formats, and do not copy, which is very important. Do not copy the most popular videos of your competitors. This is what everyone does, and your videos will fail. Why? Again, because there will be way too much supply for the demand. Very important to know. All right. So if we go, for example, to this video right here, and we just go ahead and we copy this video title here, we put it in search. All right. Now, this is the most popular video on this channel. We will find a bunch of channels that do the exact same thing. All right, for this channel here, actually not. Very interesting, very, very interesting. But if you go to most of the channels and you copy the most popular video and you go to search, you paste it in, you will find hundreds of copycats. All right, and that's why exactly you don't want to do it. Now, how do you actually find supply? You use your YouTube search bar and look for how many people have created the exact same video, as I've just here did. All right. Then if it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, look for a different topic. All right. Now, YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first. And if they have already seen that specific video multiple times, they don't have any reason for clicking on your video, except if it follows a different angle or is a little bit of a different video. And this is extremely important to know, and most people do not understand this. All right. Now, how does a perfect topic actually look like? A topic that resonates with your audience. Do they even want to watch this video? Ask yourself that and be extremely honest. Does your audience even want to watch these videos? Then some topics sound interesting but are very boring. Right? So make sure that if you, for example, want to create a 15-minute video about one specific topic, but only 5 minutes of that video is interesting. You have to be very honest with yourself and say like, hey, okay, I might rather not post this video because this video is not going to do well. And, it's going to flop and you're just going to waste your time and money. Then your topic has to be posted on time if it's a trend. This is very important. So if we look at, for example, the celebrity niche, where there is so much drama going on every single day, you do not want to start posting drama about something that happened in January only now. Why? Because people, firstly, won't be interested in it anymore. Secondly, hundreds of people will have already posted a video on that. Then repeat what has done well in the past. This is extremely powerful, right? Extremely powerful. Why? Because we already know what works. We already know that some specific video topics work. And why would we now go ahead and try to reinvent the wheel and try to find a new crazy video? Why would we do that? We can just literally work with what has already worked. All right. And in most cases, that specific topic will work again. All right. Then very important, leverage negativity. Massive on YouTube. Humans respond better to negative things. If everything is positive, we humans don't have to act. But if there is something negative, we do have to act. All right. Now we have the topic transfer method as well. This is by far the most powerful way to choose video topics. What you essentially do is you find winning topics in other niches and move them over to your niche. This can work insanely well if this is done correctly. All right. If we look at, for example, this channel or these two channels right here, as I've just shown you like a few minutes ago. So here are some examples. So here we have why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times. Just as an example, 2.7 million views 11 months ago. Then we have here why you wouldn't survive 24 hours in Stone Age. Here 350,000 views 9 months ago. Then we have here another pretty decent example. If your cat sleeps with you, they're trying to tell you this. 1 month ago, 2.5 million views. And then if your dog sleeps with you, they're trying to tell you this 6 days ago. Now, this video here actually got 50,000 views, although it's basically the exact same thumbnail, exact same topic, just a little bit different for cats, for dogs. And this is exactly the biggest difference you see between this one and this one. He just brought a little bit of thought to his video and he got rewarded for it. So don't rush out your videos. Actually think about the videos you're posting. All right, very important. Then this is exactly what we did with Scott, and he literally went from, you know, getting 50 to 100 views a video and almost giving up on his channel to $200 days within a week. Now, the reason why it took a little bit and why I only got this amount of views, because when we were starting the channel, we were testing a bunch of different things. All right, we were testing a bunch of different video topics, formats, and stuff like that, which most people don't do, which is very important when you're starting your channel. Now here you can just see a screenshot, so you can see he had like a pretty decent day of $350, just made 3K. It's been his first, you know, 2 weeks or something monetized, which is very, very strong. Now, if you want to skip like the whole trial and error to, like Scott did, just as an example, then go ahead and book your completely free one-on-one call with me. We'll just have a look if I can actually help you, you know, to actually build a faceless YouTube channel. Yeah, so go ahead and book it now. There will be absolutely no pressure. But yeah, with this, guys, these two things are kind of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation. It doesn't matter how your videos look. It doesn't matter. All of these things don't matter. The most important thing is just your niche and your video topics. All right. Now, if you know, as I've already said, if you want some more details on it, just click the video that's on the screen right now. It will take you immediately to my completely 5-hour free course. And inside there, you will learn even more about all of this. So check that out and I'll see you over there.